Rotes, you want to go ahead and start with the review, bro?
Yeah. Wild few days in the market here over the last little while. We hit our 100K Bitcoin kind of seemingly out of nowhere on Wednesday. And it was this flash run late in the evening, shot over up to about 104, and we made it. We were going to it was lift off point, etc. And then we got this massive liquidity flush yesterday. I was actually live looking at the charts and then just watched it just slam down from 97, 98 down to 92,000. And, it seems wild. And I'm digging through X, trying to find some kind of news event or whatever. But this really isn't indifferent than what we experienced when we got to 10K. So what happens is that individuals love to long in preparation and leverage long, and it creates this massive amount of liquidity in the market that is flushed out. There's $1 billion or over $1 billion in liquidations from this kind of violent move. And, you get this V-shaped recovery and away we go, and we're back over 100K. So Bitcoin flash, liquidity flush, and now today ETH and alts are kind of leading this rally, although everything is very green, certainly over the last few hours here. A really positive day, and I think really kind of signaling that we're in the go kind of thing. And then so David Sachs has been appointed to the government as crypto and AI lead. It's an interesting one. He certainly knows a lot about many things. Was a key proponent in the election success for Trump. Friends with Elon, all that kind of stuff. We'll see how that is. I mean, he's positive towards crypto, but I don't know if he's necessarily a major crypto bull. But news nonetheless. Ethereum NFTs continue to rally, which is wild considering the pump and the move that we're seeing as well with Ethereum. So just kind of bullish sentiment in tandem here. Excellent to see. Beyond my expectations, to be honest. And then yesterday we had the Pudgy Penguins announce the Pengu token, I think by year end. So it's going to be a crazy few weeks here for Pudgy Penguins. Of course, they rallied pretty substantially. And I mean, it fits with the ecosystem. So that's interesting.
Now, do you think really quickly before you move on, do you think we're gonna just start to see like a ton of these old 2021 collections possibly that don't have coins come out start to do it? And do you think do you kind of attribute all of this to like the stuff coming from the legislation and all that stuff, the House of Representatives and the Senate being read? Do you think that that's kind of giving all these old NFT projects the green light to create coins?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the play for old NFT projects.
Like the relevant ones, right? Like Azuki.
Yeah. I mean, what I expect is that the collections that have kind of been long rumored or believed to be getting a token will get it, right? There's more clarity there. Pudgy kind of charges away here. I would expect anime token, obviously meme token from 9gag, etc. But whether or not we see collections down the list do it, probably. I'm probably sure teams will try, but I wouldn't say we expect a Doodles token, for instance.
Yeah, like how Zagabond put it, like how we kind of been saying on the show for a while that the old NFT projects are going to create coins, meme coins are going to create NFTs, and it'll just be like this cool symbiotic thing. So it's cool to see like guys like Zagabond say that as well. But yeah. Sorry. And by the way, before we keep going, we have our boy For Loco here as well. Nice to see you, brother. How you doing?
What's up, guys? Happy Friday. I'm doing well.
Happy Friday.
I'm doing very well. I just saw the charts and it looks like both Ethereum and Bitcoin just regained 100,000, 101, and Ethereum about 4,000. So it's a good day to be in crypto. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir.
100%. Yeah, Rotes.
Do you want to finish the NFT part and then?
Sure. So volumes continue to be strong on Ethereum, 16 million, even higher here today. with some of the Pudgy Penguin activity that's going on. Ordinals 3.7, Solana 2 million. So again, good strong volumes. Shows the energy and activity in the NFT space. Daily risers, like I said, Pudgy Penguins leading the way, 17.8 ETH, up 12%. That's getting close to their all-time high. It's getting close to their all-time high and much higher Ethereum. So, Pudgy Penguins are actually at all-time high. So, NFTs are not dead in that respect, and we're seeing collections hit all-time highs. So that's very positive to see. Little Pudgy's at 1.9, up 12.5%. Tensorians up 10.2, Sol 24%. Tensor swap, Tensor drop. And then a bit of FUD around the Magic Eden claim, etc. I think all kind of leads in there for Tensorians. And then Sappy Seals, half ETH, up 37%. They follow and always traded well alongside Pudgy Penguins, and so expect them to probably continue a bit of a rally here as kind of this like tandem type cute collection idea. And then on the meme coins, Mog is leading the way over the last 24 hours, up 38% to 1.3 billion. AI16Z up 27% to 605 million. And then more AI coins, NPC and Farcoin also up at the time I've checked. I'm sure more activity's gone on because it's just started really rallying here the last hour or so. And in prediction markets, I tagged this in not too long ago. We did have the 100K, and that was sitting at, I think, 66% when we did our session on Tuesday. Of course, we hit 100K just a couple days later, which is crazy. And now prediction markets have it at 59% to hit 110K by year end. So we'll watch that. It's got even, I think, 120 on there as well, with a reasonable
freaking stand above this high here soon. Just to correct,
we were saying before this, January is probably when it's going to run.
Yeah, could run it at any time, but I do agree. I think January probably is when it could like really, start.
When Trump gets inaugurated.
Yeah,
Elon's gonna be there.
And obviously the Doge agency, they like met yesterday. Like I'm sure we're gonna hear more and more with more stuff from that. But with that being said, Doge thinks it's gonna move. Definitely think it'll move higher. But I do want to move on to NFTs. Very relevant, huge week with that. So Rotes, are you able to share your screen, brother?
Oh, he's good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a run for NFTs. Something that we haven't seen since. I mean, we did see it for a period of time last year, as I've mentioned, but really the momentum and positive energy towards NFTs is not something we've seen since 2022, and it's really excellent to see. Volumes look really strong and healthy. Kind of the most positive indicator besides floor price for NFTs at the moment is that we're seeing such strong volumes and heavy trading across collections, which is great to see. NFTs are not a liquid good, and to see this kind of volume provides opportunity to get into positions that you want or sell out of positions that you no longer want to be in. So overall, excellent there. Buyer seller ratio remains negative. Will probably continue to be negative until we get like really some kind of craze activity for NFTs. I mean, it's starting to feel like that's the case. NFTs are moving in the face of Ethereum pumping. NFTs are kind of just trading irrelevant of anything else that's going on in terms of crypto and meme coins. So overall, they're strong against other factors, which through the slowness of the last couple of years, they were very reactive to other activity that's going on in the market. So I think it's a really positive sign and indicating that we're getting closer to kind of lift off for NFT collections. We're really not seeing much for new collections and the kind of the crazy mint activity. We did have one yesterday. The name slips me, but 80,000 NFTs sold at a 0.1, I think, sold. And with that, a $3 million raise. Kind of a, I mean, not the type of activity we've seen in the past, and new projects will be really interesting to see how they find their meta and launching. Is it projects with meme coins or projects from meme coins? That's where I think the general energy will exist for NFTs, for new NFTs. Otherwise, it's a flight to quality, and that's what we've really seen over the last little while. Looking at some of the general sellers, buyers, sellers, and volume. Kind of interesting here. So we had this period of like this spike, but we're returning back to the same kind of daily trader volume that we had in the past. This kind of 5,000, 6,000 range of unique buyers, sellers, etc. And kind of highlighting that's generally speaking the same kind of collective group, and maybe not so much returnees. It's hard to tell from just pure daily trader activity because someone can not have traded for a while, make a trade, and then they'll show up in that day. But then other people that have been trading for the last little while may not trade. So it's not indicative of exactly the whole collective of who's active in the space, but it's not necessarily growing along with volume, and that I think is interesting to tell. Maybe like I said, I last while as we've been kind of running on NFTs, and I guess maybe it's bear market PTSD, but I've been saying that expect a retracement on prices to get your entries. Prices haven't really retraced. They've rallied and continue to rally, and there's a new narrative and something else to kind of run NFTs. And as each kind of like headline comes out, etc., NFTs move again. So. And you can really see it over the last couple weeks here. Well, actually, yeah, a couple of weeks. It's just been a straight up rally in terms of the blue chip index, to the extent that we're up 42% USD to where we were 6 months ago, which is obviously more than that compared to where we were in the base of the bear market through August and even earlier in November. So just this really strong rally across blue chips. You can see here over the last 7 days. Basically all major collections are up. The only one that's down is Clone X. Clone X, of course, is kind of been sunsetted. The NFTs will still be interesting. The NFTs will still find their place, but they just won't ever be to where they were. But they still offer, identity and the community can form around it. So I wouldn't call Clone X dead. And actually they're one of the winners in the 24-hour range. And on the 30 days, almost all major blue chip NFTs that I track are up, and like I said, I intend to adjust this kind of list just to make sure that it's more relevant to where we're at. But a lot of strength here on the upper end here. Penguin's up 2x, Little Pudge is up over 1.5x, and just like all the way across, just really good strength there. We'll take a look at Magic Eden here.
Hey, Rose, are you surprised that they chose Solana for the Penguin token, or was it?
Yeah, I forgot to bring that up. Yeah.
It's interesting, right? I mean, there's strong memes on ETH, so I find it surprising in that respect. But I think for Penguins, it's all about accessibility. It's all about onboarding and making it accessible to more and more people. So Solana is a lot easier to trade on, less costly, etc. So I can see the benefits to them releasing a Solana token. I don't think it matters, to be honest, whether it's Solana or ETH. It's just it's their token, right? And right now Solana offers the best experience, the best trading overall for it. Now, if you're saying what's better for their price of the token, probably ETH, right? And we've talked about this in the past, that the friction on ETH, I think, results in the meme coin itself performing better, less volatility, and longer term tends to drive prices up. But I don't think that's really what the interest ultimately is. Right?
I think it's accessibility, like you said, exactly. And I'm surprised. I thought maybe they do it on an ETH L2, maybe a lot of them, aren't ready necessarily as much. But I think that's going to be a trend. Is a lot of these ETH NFTs projects will probably release them on Base or something like that.
Yeah,
That'd be my
yeah.
guess.
Base would have been an excellent alternative, right, to ETH, and to offer some of the similar benefits to what goes on with Solana. But either way,
they were launching an L2, right? That's what the part I was like. Maybe they're trying to create and kind of like produce on that L2, or ship more products on the L2. But I guess what you mentioned makes sense, right? If the volume and the most of the retail in Solana, why wouldn't you want to be there, right? So I guess it's a safe bet.
I think they're just trying to be as on as many like chains as possible or whatever, which is probably smart. But yeah, Pudgies. What else?
Did they get an airdrop from another Pengu coin or Pengu?
They've received several airdrops a lot, and they've received some Solana airdrops as well. They have been very Solana friendly in general, Luca, towards the communities, etc. So there are aspects to it that have been favorable, and kind of identifies where they have a bit of a relationship over in Solana as well.
Yeah.
There's a couple interesting parts here with this token in general. 25% will go to the roughly 25 to the community, which is going to be a fairly large airdrop, and will continue to drive floor prices on the Pudgy ecosystem. But then also they're going to do 25% to other communities. And so that's where you see something like Sappy Seals also getting a bit of a run here, and I think probably could get more of a run just because they look to get that airdrop. And then they're also very Pudgy adjacent, and also a community that a meme token wouldn't be too wild to expect. So I think there's a lot that plays there, but there's a lot of communities that list it. Whale.mocha on X kind of highlights or speculates a lot of interesting ones there. I won't go through them all, but Pudgies will help continue to drive this NFT kind of resurgence. And because they're pushing up along Bored Ape, I think there's this competitive nature between the two that will also continue to push Apes up. And then, of course, Ape's success drives the success of all NFT collections. So overall, there's just a lot of health within the NFT ecosystems. Again, I'm looking for quality projects. I'm looking for the strong ones of the past still as being the early winners. But you'll start to see some of these other collections that are still active and involved, where they've kind of lagged behind, get a bit of a pump. Now, Uzuki, of course, they're in the former group that I've just mentioned, but they're getting this kind of pull right now where they have been lagged behind. They may get some Pengu allocation. And then, of course, if Pengu's coming, well, then Uzuki's tokens coming inevitably or expected. And then that will also kind of promote growth there. So lots of positivity there. I'm going to pause here for a second. Any thoughts, comments?
No, that was great. I love that breakdown. Also, let's stay. I'm gonna stay. I don't know if you guys have to go, but I think we should stay on for a little bit longer. I do have some NFT questions, and I think a lot of people are thinking about CloneX. We didn't talk about that so much that's going on this week, but for me, I kind of, a lot of people were speculating even a while back that Nike was going to buy Artifact and glean what they can from it with the technology, the NFT, NPC or whatever technology in the shoes, and that maybe not necessarily shut down Artifact, but at least take what they can from that and then use it for their own endeavor. And obviously, you saw Dot Swoosh dropped a few years back. They were really heavy on the digital asset and NFT side. Obviously, Drew kind of changed the marketing on that over the last few years. They're kind of, if you look at their page on Dot Swoosh, it's like all about gaming, which I mean is huge actually, because we're about to go into crypto gaming. I still think that they have the digital asset NFT thing and still there, but they kind of changed the marketing due to where the views and sentiment around NFTs are. Anyways, I do think Artifact, Nike, they kind of shut it down because they're going to take all the stuff that they got with that technology with the shoes and all that and do it on their own with the Dot Swoosh thing. I saw an interview on this sneaker podcast that I used to watch with Jeff Staple, this guy huge in the sneaker industry, the legend. He's working with Nike on Dot Swoosh, and he said that, like, guys, this is like where a huge part of Nike's future in general, where they're putting their vision on, because again, that's where everything's headed with Web3, but it's also everything's going digital. Saw that. So yeah, my whole rant, my conclusion, I do think they shut down CloneX so that they can take everything on there and go all out with it. The dot swoosh thing. What are your guys' thoughts on the whole thing? Roads.
I mean, it's big business. They make decisions that don't always favor the community, and I think it makes a lot of sense for their focus and what they're trying to build. But shutting down CloneX, to me, I think is a miss for them.
For sure.
Yeah, I do think that to be honest, I guess two different things, right? Like it's unfortunate, right? Because a lot of community members were. I know there's a lot of people in our community that have been part of the CloneX and RTFTK community for a long time. The issue is, when they got bought out by Nike, I think the founders kind of like lost a little bit of the, their startup kind of like mindset and hunger, right? And so they all got like 9-figure payouts, and after that, what was there to do, right? So I just feel like they let it die slowly in a it wasn't the better way, probably not, but I just feel like like a sour taste in your mouth, right? Because the project has so much potential, right? And the technology behind it, whether it's Nike or someone else, it was something that definitely was worth following. I do feel bad. I don't hold any CloneX. I used to hold a few of them, but I overall think that I don't think Nike really care about this project. They just care about the kind of like the patents that came with it for their shoes and the technology coming behind the shoes, etc. So
because Nike's also suing StockX right now too, which is I'm sure you guys know what that is, sneaker marketplace. A lot because StockX put NFTs or whatever in their marketplace back in like 2022, whatever that was. I think that they're just suing, these companies, shutting down CloneX, even though they owned it, because again, they're going to go hard with the digital asset thing with the sneakers. I think all the sneakers on the sneakers app, the new drops, are going to have a digital asset like alongside it. That's going to, and again, this could be a couple years off, but maybe sooner than we think, where they're going to have a digital asset along with your shoe, which is cool, right? You get to have the NFT of your shoe, but as well as it acts as a authentication. I think it solves sneaker right faking of sneakers, because I could have a Jordan 1, but look the exact same, all the same materials, but if you don't have the NFT originated from Nike on that date, like it's not real, right? I think that's going to become a huge part in authenticating luxury goods in general, and Nike's probably going to be on the forefront of it. They're already showing their cards again. If you go look at Dot Swoosh, all about digital assets and all that. So yeah, I think again they're going after StockX, shutting down CloneX. Again, I doubt that there was much overhead for this, right? Like anything crazy. Again, I think it's just so that they can go full out with what they're doing. But I still think it's sad, obviously, to this day, and especially to do it so quickly like that. It is pretty crazy, but yeah.
Well, let's look at the pond because I've been tracking Fog the meme, and I think anything under 0.4 is good entries, at least from my personal perspective. But I want to see how the NFTs are doing.
Yeah. Rotes, I didn't look at it till this morning. I didn't even realize Rotes said it, but in one of our chats, but it didn't really register to me that one of them went for 100. And that's a really nice one too. I like that one. It's clean. To me, I don't know about you guys.
Bids, I think I've seen that guy on Twitter. I remember. So he sold it for 100. So interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's a cool one. I like it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't see that beard one. The wizard one's up for 150. What?
Wait, that one was recently.
That one's
auctioned, right?
Yeah, that's one of the best in the collection, I think.
That's the Gandalf, the Gandalf, whatever, Gandalf.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I put a 150 bid on that other one. What's it called? The bulletproof vest one a few weeks ago, and I don't know. I like that almost as much as the bulletproof vest one. The guy on the far right, but interesting. I didn't see that, but yeah. What pond in general, definitely. I think Fwog very close to, if not, has already bottomed out here. Rotes, where do you see? Let's say Fwog just rips from here. If you had to guess, do you think the pond NFT like comes down a little bit more, or do you think it's like bottomed out here, probably pretty closely, and rips up with the coin itself?
Yeah,
there's
I think it's down to timing of the fog coin in general.
yeah.
I think 500 mil, half a bill, is kind of the marker that I've been tagging as where the NFTs kind of gain traction again.
Okay.
Such a low supply, excellent art. I think a couple more sales here, and we're right back up to 200 on them, and the Riz needs to move off the floor, and the other ones that are all kind of near the floor are all very, very good. We could see some traction sales wise. Volume's still kind of trickling in. A couple sales here over the last couple of days at this 100, showing some decent appetite at 100. If the Wizard was down, another 25 soul or whatever, I think it snapped up pretty quick. So price wise, I think 100's kind of settling in as the floor range for these. And I was saying before, when things were looking maybe more positive, 150 to 175 are kind of your target range. But if we get to 100, then there's a good opportunity that we get back to 200 with sales and activity, especially if FWOG can push above 500 mil. So all of these are quite interesting. FWOG in general, like I said, a little more quiet from where we've been at with this kind of like AI flush that we've been going through, but I think all in general is one of the more interesting ones out there.
So say real quick for look, I know you probably have something to add too. Let's say FWOG rips to 5 billion over the next 6 months. You see one of these again, and the FWOG community is built. Let's say they come out with a PFP 10K project, maybe whatever. Could you see one of these going for like multiple six figures, like 200,000, 250,000, something like next year?
You said 5 bill for FWOG?
Yeah, let's just say that goes between 2 and 5 bill. I'll just say 5 bill.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's any doubt. This would be the lead collection. You'd have your side 10K, and you'd create yourself a little FWOG army out there. I think there's a lot of opportunity for that to occur. Do I think it's likely? No, I'd hedge against that. But 500 mil to a bill, I think is all quite reasonable for it, and we'll look for that.
How big is this collection going to get? Do we know that? Is it going to be issuing NFT after NFT every other week, or no?
It's 100.
100 it's 100. Yeah. So I think we're done with the auctions. Raffles, this is capped at 100. There's no more raffles, I don't think, on the homepage. I think we've finished. I think there's what was Golden was the last one there.
Then definitely this thing can get over 500 sol easily in like a bull mania for sure.
Yeah.
With 100 only, yeah. But I wanted to make some speculation. So if we think that Brent, you're saying maybe 5 billion for the token, when the Pengu kind of like token launches, how high do you think that thing goes? To 20 billion, 30 billion? Because I mean, it's a massive.
I don't know. It's like any of these coins that get any of these type of airdrops, man. You're just like maybe not right away. And I get a lot of these Pengu holders, man, are like diamond-handed people, and they have cult-like dynamics. And that's one of the reasons why I think penguins are here to stay. Besides what they're doing in the real world, is like just super cult-like, right? These people are held a bunch of their penguins over. But when they went back down low. So to answer your question, I airdrops, whenever they come out, almost always they create these big washouts at some point. So right after Pengu comes out, I don't know, but maybe after a bit of a washout, I could see it in the multiple billions because of the mind share on penguins in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough to say, but I could see it in the multiple billions up to like even 10 billion in an all out like meme coin super cycle. Because again, I think they're so symbiotic with the, NFTs will have coins, and then, the coins will have meme NFTs. I think the main NFTs coins will be up there, and then the main meme coin NFTs will be up there as well in the floor prices.
Yeah. And will be interesting to see what communities get the airdrop, because I know like 23% of the tokenomics are going to partner communities. So
that's awesome. Wait, so 30 to penguins and then 23 to other communities?
No, 25 to penguins, 23 to other communities, I believe. And then there's a bunch of other, yeah. Uh-huh.
That's smart. I think that's great. That's really cool.
Yeah. Overall, and like, I mean, for Pengu as well, like I know not every, they remind us all the time, but like when it comes to them on Giphy, like they're one of the top memes that are out there. The memes that they create and the views that they get is extremely high. They've kind of proliferated, general culture. When I go back to the celebrity thing as well, Luca has lots of positive connections and knows how to get things done in that respect. So there's a lot there that I think absolutely works. And even though it will be hard for them to exceed ApeCoin and things that went there, I think it's quite reasonable for them to do so. So I would be very optimistic on what Pengu can do as a token and what that'll mean for Pudgies in the community and confirmed communities that are getting that drop as well.
Very interesting.
Most definitely.
What other projects? So yeah, so for me, while he's looking at here, for me, I haven't made any really big NFT buys this week besides a few more Apus. I think a lot of these, I'm fully on board. A lot of these 2021 collections are going to continue to rip. I think, we're going to come airdrops. There's going to be announcements, all the different stuff. I fully believe these projects are back. I think right now, especially if you don't have a lot of money expendable to like drop like $30,000 on like a mutant or whatever, 15,000 to drop on a mutant, whatever it is. Really, I think ROI wise and just like in general, the Apus, the like stuff like Apus, like these meme coin NFTs are just in insanely low levels. A lot of people are completely sleeping on. It's kind of hard to find the Apus on the search engine sometimes.
Yeah.
But, a lot of these meme coin NFTs, not only people are like sleeping completely on the meme coin NFT narrative, but they're like fudding it still, and they whatever. I do think Apus, if you have a little bit more money, Sprotos, I think are just the most probably undervalued meme coin pound for pound, meme coin NFT or maybe NFT in general, pound for pound. Bitcoin, ticker Bitcoin's about to just go on another run right here. I do believe, and I do think the Sprotos have bottomed out and are quickly going to go to like 10 ETH. But 5, 10 ETH, at least 5. But even the smaller range, you're talking about the Apus, I think are what 0.2 ETH or 0.12 ETH. I think those are going to, if Apu goes to the multiple billions, are going to rip to 1 ETH plus, for example. Stuff like the Yakubs, YAKUB, just like these super smallish / like cult communities, the Luces, LUCESs, and then a lot of these meme coins haven't even dropped these NFTs yet. And then Zeroborn NFTs at 5 ETH right now, with Zeroborn approaching probably what's going to be $1 billion here soon. I think those might rip to 10, 15, 20. Again, these are just round numbers. I'm not very good at valuing these NFTs in general, and I think this stuff is so brand new. So I think those could even go a lot higher even. And then even stuff like, I know a lot of people, there's no attention. Gary V hasn't said anything, but like V Friends Series 2, stuff like that, where, there's just no attention on it yet. Completely speculative, but I do think those like really undervalued stuff like the secondary collections on a lot of these ones that haven't pumped yet. That one has like 55K collection, but still, I do think stuff like that, you could get really low prices, the ones under like 0.05 ETH. But the mid-range, I really like Zeroborn risk to reward in general. Jeffy, this guy, Jeffy U, the dev's already proven he already given some utility to the NFTs. But I think they're just a bet on Zero Bro in general. And if you have 5, 10 SOL to buy 1 or 2 of these, I don't think it'll be a good trade here over the next few weeks. Good hold.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens after Art Basel. Normally, there's big news. Obviously, we have the Pengu news. I'm sure other projects will release some news, and yeah, it looks like it's a little bit of a slow Friday. Probably into the weekend, probably volumes will go lower. We'll see what happens. But I think it's a good time to close it up. Any other thoughts? Do we want to do kind of like a farewell type of reset before we just cross 500 active listeners right now?
Yeah, for sure. I'll go ahead and do that. So yeah, if you guys came on in the last 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever, obviously this recording will be up, so definitely check it out. But yeah, we do this show twice a week on Tuesday at 1 PST, right? And then Fridays, which is today, at 10 a.m. PST, a little bit earlier. My name is Bren. You can go check out my Twitters, tagged in there. I spend a lot of my time running the Bossman Calls channel with my partner Bossman. We've been running that for about a year now when I joined up with him. 300 members. We're now at 30K. Post all my analysis, but we really, obviously cool trade ideas, people making money. But I think the biggest thing is we focus a lot on education and stuff like streams like this. So definitely go check that out. And then we got my boys for Loco, Rotes and Danksy here. They together run a group called Bridge 3 Labs, which is like an NFT project / alpha group, multifaceted, people of all different expertise in there, great people, great community. They also have a Telegram, so definitely check out what they're doing. Both great guys. Rotes helps them run that as well. He's been kind of our NFT guy, but offering a lot of great insight on a bunch of different stuff. All these guys are great. I'm lucky to call them my friends. I love these guys, so definitely check everybody out on there. Follow everybody in the panel. But yeah, with that, guys, like I said, we'll definitely be back on Tuesday. I do think everything's probably going to keep ripping. There's a chance that stuff slows down near Christmas, but yeah, I think we're entering an exciting time. And if anybody doesn't have anything else, we'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Yeah, no, that was great. Yeah, hopefully you guys have a good weekend, and hopefully next week we are, all our bags are pumping, and I'm sure it's gonna be very well into the end of the year. So, thanks for the time, guys.
200K Bitcoin by next week. I'm telling you.
Let's go. I love it. All right.
Would you say 88K or 138? What was your number there? 200K. Yes. Yeah, probably.
Let's get it.
I think it's very likely.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a Russia announcement from Russia buying Bitcoin or something.
Russia is, yeah.
All right, guys. Love you guys. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Have a good weekend, guys. Peace out.
Take care, guys. Bye.